Hello everyone, this is Achaia Achaia bringing you another VOD here from the StarCraft 2 beta. This is a 2v2 game that I was playing again with my buddy 13, who is playing under Avric's account. And again, thank you so much to Avric. If you have not heard yet, Avric was kind enough to give me his friend invite beta key that he received from the StarCraft 2 beta. So thank you, Avric. Mad props, I owe you big time. He jokingly says that I owe him my second-born child. I don't know if I agree with that one, but I definitely owe him a big favor at the time and place of his choosing. Anyways, this is actually a very, very close game that I played with 13. This is me in the lower left here. We're playing on Kulas Ravine. I'm playing as the purple Zerg here, and then my buddy 13 is playing as the teal Protoss under Avric's account again in the lower right here. In our opponents, in the upper right here, we have a blue Terran. And in the upper left here, we have the red Protoss, and you can see why is everyone favored against us. I'm playing my placement matches right now, and I think I've got through like the first 7 of them. But anyways, every time we get into a game, it always tells you who's favored, whether they're favored, slightly favored, or if the teams are even. And it seems like every game that we get into, it says that the other team is favored against us, which, you know, is a bit of a kick in the nuts as far as our ego goes. But we've been winning. We went 5-2 in our first 7 games, which, you know, not great. It's not too bad though. I'm not too sad about that record. We're definitely positive in the win-loss category there. So, anyways. Just going back to the game here, we've got a gateway going down. He's 13's working on blocking off his choke a little bit here at the front, and then basically what I'm doing is opening up with just some Zergling pressure initially. I'm not going my straight speedling build that I've done in the past. I do go for a somewhat early gas push here, but the idea is I was actually going to try to play with Banelings and Roaches a little bit more this game, which it ends up kind of coming back to bite me in the butt a little bit because I miss micromanage my unit. I miss micro. I don't think miss micromanage is a word. I don't know, maybe it is, but I miss micro some of my units, and early on, I end up losing a decent amount of units to red because I'm not paying attention to them enough. We're not controlling them well enough. And red actually goes straight up Zealots and just completely rolls over me in the beginning. As you can see right now, he's going 2 gateways. He's got a 3rd coming up right now. So he is very gateway heavy early on. He does have a decent amount of probes here. For as early as it is, 16 probes isn't, well, I guess he's got 17 because he got one out here building, but 17 probes is actually pretty decent, at least as far as pulling in an economy goes. He's not teching very much. He's just going straight tier 1 stuff right now, which is what ends up catching me off guard, because usually Protoss players, when they wall in like this, the expectation is for them to do a little bit of teching, and if they're going against a Zerg player like myself, typically I would expect them to tech to Immortals, but unfortunately because they walled off their base, I was not able to get in there with my Zerglings. And looking back at the map now that I can actually see what's going on, I probably should have flown my Overlord back there just so I could have gotten a better glimpse at their whole base rather than just assuming that I could get enough information from this front point here. Going back to 13's base again, he has started his teching. He's going for DT, so he's already got his Cybernetics Core and his Twilight Council is going. He's blocking off his entrance right now with these 2 Zealots, even though there's not really any harassing going on, but he's got a 3rd one here. It's always a good idea to keep some units there. Even if somebody sends out a scouting probe or something like that, this is great for keeping them from scouting. You can usually keep them a little bit in the dark, especially if you've got most of your tech tree and units back in your main base, which 13's whole tech tree is in his base here. So the only thing that they're going to really get a glimpse of is his pylon, his gateway, and then a few Zealots. So that was a pretty smart play by him. And we're moving out here now. 13 does have 3 Zealots, and I've got 16 Zerglings. So I decided we're going to try to put on a little bit of early pressure. You can see that the speed upgrade is just now finishing. So, and you know what? I need to use these more. I don't use these shoutcast menus or overlay menus or whatever they call these things enough, because they tell you a lot about the game without actually having to scroll around the map, so they're very, very useful. But anyways, if we go to units here, you can see that obviously right here in front of us too, we've got 10 Zealots for red, compared to blue, who's got 8 Marines. My buddy 13's only got 4 Zealots because he is teching, like I said, and then I've got 12 Zerglings, 6 Banelings, and my Queen. So as far as army goes, red is definitely top dog right now. He's got 12 Zealots, I've got my Zerglings. I just morphed some Banelings because I was going to try. I saw how many Zealots he had, and I know that Banelings can be extremely effective against Zealots if they're clustered up, which they are here. But I tried to draw them out. I only get a clump of them. I only get this clump of like 6 or 8 or whatever, and yeah, I only get 2 Zealots with those Banelings and end up losing all my Zerglings. So basically, yeah, at this point, I've got 6 Zerglings and 1 Queen, which is bad news bears for me. Also, if you see on the mini-map, I don't know if you can see it on the YouTube video, but there's this big blue circle kind of up in the corner of the map here. That is from this sensor tower, if you've never seen that. And what that does is he'll see little icons on his mini-map if enemy units, either mine or 13s, move into the radius of this sensor tower. Yeah, and I say crap, because I know he's coming after me and I don't really have anything. And like a noob, of course, I have excess resources that I should have been spending and I didn't spend early enough. But anyways, immediately trying to throw down a Spine Crawler, and I know that they've got heavy Zealots, so I'm trying to get Roaches out, because Roaches, again, are very, very good counters against Zealots if you've got enough of them, especially. Knowing that I'm going to get taken down, I immediately start trying to pull my drones out to mess up the pathing for their Zealots a little bit. Unfortunately, that's not as effective of a trick as it is in StarCraft 1. The drone drill is pretty much non-existent. Luckily, I have just over 300 minerals, so I lose this base, but I still manage to stay in the game. And here comes 13 to my rescue. He's got some Zealots, and he's going to try to hold this off. But what really saves the day is the DT here. And I come back and help out with my drones here for a little bit, but then I back off and let his Zealots and DT handle the rest of it. I did get a few Roaches out, which slowed him down for a little bit. I was able to keep some of my tech tree alive for a few minutes here, but it didn't matter too much because I didn't have any buildings to build out of. So my initial spot was, or my initial thought after getting my main base rocked was that I was going to try to take the high yield, because I figured they would be looking for me to go back to my main initially. My main wasn't dead long enough that they actually got to see me on the mini map, I don't believe. Which actually we can just verify that. Yeah, so they don't know. They just know that they can't see what I'm doing anymore. Oh, I did forget to mention this too. 13 managed to get a DT in the back of Red's base here, which I'm sorry, I didn't introduce these guys. Red is his gamer tag